Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. You're listening to That Infernal Noise, now part of the Mental Health News Radio Network.
Devil, not no more for these, you call me Ichigo. Now I let my aura grow as I pull my Zanpakuto. Let me introduce you, his name is Angetsu. Well, he will only live if and when we let you. Been through a lot of things, killed oh so many hollows. Didn't know at first which path was the right to follow. I don't fight cause I want to win, I fight cause I have to. I will take my spirit energy and aim it right back at you. Fighting a nigga be Yakuya taught me a lot of things, like how to channel and harness all my hate and rage in the form of a bankai. I don't understand why I'm the only one fighting, all the others stand by. I'm not such a saint to promise that I'll risk my life for strangers. Neither am I scum enough to sit back while they're in danger. Everyone looking at me like I'm a superhero, like this is the Matrix and I'm playing Neo. But I'll see my duty through. What the fuck else would I do? Just let it all rot or leave it up to Udi. You a fuck all that now, cause I'm the one in full control. That is until the hollow takes control over my soul. I'm a fucking anime kid. 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 And if you don't like it, shut the motherfucker up.
What's up, y'all? This is my first foray into the video aspect of all this. This is the guinea pig episode, I guess you could say. Today, I'm just going to talk about what I've been feeling lately. And everything that I've been feeling, it's not necessarily bad, it's not necessarily good. I mean, I feel like I've made a lot of progress, so hopefully it doesn't end up bad. But there's been a lot of change in my life lately. I realized that as much as I don't want things to change, it's inevitable that they will. My son helped me realize that. In the past year, he's completed his senior year of school. He's gotten a new job, a couple of new jobs, got a girlfriend, moved out, got a new car, like, all of this stuff. And it's been kind of difficult for me. I know I'm probably preaching to the choir here, but I wasn't ready for my kid to be this grown up. And I know a lot of people aren't. A lot of people are like me and, they want to hold on to that small kid forever. And I just realized that I had to let go at some point. It wasn't fun for me by any stretch of the imagination. I was able to hold on and I was able to hold it together for the most part. I've had my moments where it just kind of got to me, and I'm a fidgeter, by the way, in case you couldn't tell. There's been a lot of moments where it got to me, and it's not easy. Because pretty much every single one of my memories is tied to my kids in the past 10 years. Every single one of them. They do a lot for me that they don't realize. They keep me sane. They are my peace whenever I feel like the world's falling apart. I know I can look to them, not for support or anything, but I just know that they're going to end up putting a smile on my face. And Chris, being the oldest, he's had the longest amount of time with that. And admittedly, I probably use them as a crutch because it's super easy for me. It's very easy for me to just lose myself in them. I don't worry about the bullshit. I don't worry about work or what I'm supposed to be or who I'm supposed to be or what the fuck ever. I worry about being their dad, about trying to make their life so much better than mine was in my estimation. Or Nisha's or Mandy's or Gabriel's or whoever. And I think it's going through all of this in the past few months has made me a little bit stronger. I realize that it's okay for things to change. It's okay to lose people. Even though I'm not really losing him. You know, I mean, we still talk, text, whatever. You know, he came over this morning. I got to talk to him for a little bit. And it was nice. You know, this is the relationship I hoped to have with my kids once they started moving out. You know, he still feels comfortable talking to me. He still feels comfortable enough to just show up without telling us, which makes me happy to no end. Because that's how I've always wanted it to be. Because for so long I felt like I didn't belong anywhere. I didn't feel like I could do that, where I could just go home, you know, and spend time with my grandparents or whatever. Because I wasn't their kid and all that other bullshit. And to the outside looking in, I'm not. And I know that. And to a lot of people, I'm not. And I know that. But when it comes down to it, I wouldn't trade my life for anything. I wouldn't trade the things that I've gone through. I wouldn't trade the life that I live now. Or anything for any amount of money. Yeah, we still struggle. Yeah, we're still hustling, trying to get this, that, and the third done. And yeah, sometimes the monotony of it absolutely sucks. It beats you down to the point where you feel like there's nothing left. And you lose yourself. And I used to think that was a bad thing. I used to think that the ego death would be the death of me, literally. And now I look at it as I want the ego death. I want to not care about people's perception of me or be affected by negative things they say, because the negative obviously feeds into your ego and your pride and all that stuff. And I don't want to be that guy anymore. I'm not the dude I was even a year ago, much less 5, 10 years ago, much less 18 years ago. I've changed irrevocably since then. And I don't regret a single second of it. Because I feel like I am a legitimately better person now. You know, finding the different podcasts that I listen to, like The Honeydew, or now I watch a lot of Trash Tuesday. They talk about their problems in such a way that it's funny and it's hilarious, and they make fun of their trauma. And while I do a little bit of that here, that's not exactly what I do. Because, I mean, sitting around talking with all of my friends is one thing, and it turns into whatever it turns into, because we can't control it. It just kind of takes on a life of its own, and we end up just going all over the place, basically. But there's not a bit of pain that I've had in my 38 years that I haven't laughed at with them. There's not anything too taboo to talk about or anything like that. And whenever it comes to this podcast, I try to do it for more of a serious tone, I guess, even though everybody that knows me knows that's not my personality because I'm the last motherfucker to be serious whatsoever. I'm usually cracking jokes and trying to break the tension. And it's just very surreal to be in this place for me. Because I'm still feeling myself. I'm still looking forward to the future. I'm still looking forward to see how far I can take this podcast, the video, whatever. I'm constantly looking to upgrade and for feedback and stuff like that. So if you have any, by all means, shoot me a message. But I have goals, and they've changed a little bit in the past 6 months because originally I was going to be going to school to be a licensed marriage and family therapist. For various reasons, I've put that on the back burner because just right now, from a financial standpoint, from a time standpoint, with having 3 kids still in school, with the job market, what it is, all that stuff, I'm not upset, but I'm resigned to the fact that this needs to be the way it is for right now. I've put it on the back burner. I haven't gotten rid of the whole idea altogether because I refuse to give that part up. And whenever I was talking it over with Niche, she very much took it personally, I guess. Not exactly personally, but she felt like it was her fault and yada yada, whatever. And that couldn't be further from the truth. My entire life, well, the kids' entire life, rather, I've said that I've sacrificed for them. And in certain instances, I have. But in certain instances, I said I did and I didn't. This is me actually doing that. This is me putting my family first. Not because I'm altruistic or any kind of shit like that, but more so because it's what is best for my family at this time. And for the first time in my life, making a decision like that did not turn into a negative self-speak for me. That probably has to do with all the therapy, medication, and just being more well-rounded and mentally healthy. And I say that from this perspective. I know everybody's struggle's different, but it's turned into something great for me. All of this has. It's not... I don't see negatives in my life anymore. And I know that's hard for a lot of people, especially a lot of people like me, because my ex-wife used to call me Eeyore. Because it's another gloomy day, poo, and shit like that. And rightfully so, because I was that motherfucker whenever I was younger. I never saw the good in things. I always expected the other shoe to drop. You know, I always expected people to bail on me and whatever. And I saw it as a negative thing. Now, whenever people show me their true colors, or however you want to put it, it doesn't bother me. It really doesn't. It gives me, I don't want to say hope, but it gives me an idea that what I'm doing is right. Because I don't get along with all the same people that I used to. There's some that, you know, you see and it goes right back to what it was. And that's fine too. But for me personally, there's a lot more that I couldn't give a shit less about. And not from a negative, I'm holding a grudge standpoint, but more of a, I've outgrown this. And not in a superiority complex kind of way, but more so of I've just literally outgrown this. I don't want to deal with this anymore. And if you want to make the appropriate changes to ensure that you're in my life, more power to you. And I welcome it. But I'm not looking for everybody to do that any more than anybody should expect me to change and revert back to the negative. Because I don't want to do that. And some people don't want to better themselves. Some people are content with misery, or however you want to put it. They're content with that chaos and just the BS, as opposed to, okay, how can I fix the situation for myself? How can I change my mindset and look at this in a positive light? And I'm not saying I'm Mr. Sunshine and fucking rainbows coming out of my ass, because that is the furthest thing from the truth. But I've gotten to a point where those negative things don't affect me in the same way. Yeah, I still smoke. I'm still good on the drinking, luckily. Because Nisha and I made a compromise. She said, I'd much rather you smoke than drink, and that's what I'm going with, because I don't want to be the alcoholic psycho that I was before. And all of this has just been really trying, and everything that seems to be happening just feels serendipitous. It's all like everything's starting to make sense. Everything's starting to line up for me, and I've never really had this clarity in my life. I thought I did at times. I pretended to. I faked it sometimes, to be completely honest. And now it's like I see the bigger picture. And that's been one of my biggest problems my entire life, is seeing the bigger picture. It's like, okay, yeah, these negative things happen, but how does that fit into the grand scheme of things? And in the grand scheme of things, everything's working out for the best. I'm not surrounded by the fucking morons I was surrounded by. I was having a conversation with my brother-in-law this past weekend about my circle. My circle used to be gigantic. I mean, like every weekend, 20 motherfuckers at my house, just partying it up, living life and whatever. And now it's a fraction of that. Literally a fraction of that. It's like I've got a handful of motherfuckers that I know I can count on. And I couldn't be happier. It's like we've built this tight-knit family unit. We've built this tight-knit family unit that knows it's us against the fucking world. And if it comes down to it, all I need is 3 bad motherfuckers. It's more than that, but Gabriel will get the reference if he listens to this. And that's all I want now. It's like I have surrounded myself with people that constantly tear me down and constantly tell me, oh, you can't do this, you can't do that, this is stupid, blah, 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 blah. And I did that for so long. Or, oh, you need to do it like this because this is how I did it, and all this shit. And that's all well and good if it's a critique, but most of the time it's just well, you don't know what you're doing. And I don't like that. Yes, I'm so open to feedback. I'm so open to people giving me their knowledge or trying to impart it and learning and getting better. That's my shit. I love it. But a lot of people come from a place of hate with that, and a place of, oh, I don't want you to succeed. I don't want you to do anything with your life. I want you to be at my level. Well, that's fine that you're here, but I'm trying to get here. I'm trying to be up here. And I want you to come to my level. Not because I think I'm superior, not because I think that I'm better than anybody or anything like that. And anybody that knows me knows that's not true. It's because I want everybody to shine as much as possible. I want all of us to eat at the same table. I want all of us to be sharing in the riches and the spoils, however you want to put it. And I think not enough people have that mindset. I think a lot of people focus more inwardly, and admittedly that's what I'm doing with this. It's a vanity project, or however you want to put it, but I also feel like I have something to say and I have something to share, and I feel like I could legitimately help people, and that's been the part of me that's been missing my entire life. Not that I don't give to the people that I'm close to, or my friends, family, whatever. Like I'll do that too, but I mean trying to make a difference, trying to leave this world better than I found it. And considering the state of the world, it's not hard to make an impact anymore. And I'm looking forward to whatever's coming next. I changed up the intro song. Some of you might have heard. I want to get rid of my ego. But that being said, it's a song I recorded over 10 years ago. It's a little rough, admittedly, but it's a song that meant something to me. It's a song that has a deeper meaning than probably anybody could guess. Unless you're in the circle and you can see what I'm talking about. And I recorded a full fucking album's worth of music. And then some. And I never put it out. I never put it out because of my own pride, because of my own ego. Because I was afraid of the feedback or the judgment or whatever. And now I'm able to stand at 38 years old, pushing that big 4-0, Jesus. And I'm not afraid anymore. I'm not worried about it. People judge me, so fucking be it. They were going to do that anyway. If people give me hate, okay. Hate all you want, but what is it about you that is making you feel like you need to hate on somebody doing something that they care about, that they love, that they put time and effort into? I'm pretty sure it was Kevin Smith that said it best. I ain't here to be goalie. I'm not here to block the shot. I want to help people, whatever that means. I want to help people achieve their dreams. If they have an idea, be like, okay, cool, let's figure this shit out. Let's see what we can do to make this happen. And I think that's the right mindset to have. Because so many people shoot down other people's ideas. I myself have been guilty of it and didn't even realize I was doing it. Niche was talking about something that she wanted to do, and I said, okay, well, you have to be ready for A, B, and C. Not because I was trying to discourage her, but because I'm trying to be pragmatic and look at it from all sides. It's like, yeah, it's this dope shit, but you also have to be prepared for da-da-da-da-da. And I could tell as soon as I said it that she thought I was trying to shoot it down, and that wasn't the case. It's furthest from the case. And since then, I mean, that was probably 6 months to a year ago. Since then, I've done the exact opposite. Be like, okay, cool. What do you want to do? How? And I've tried to do things to encourage her to do that. Because I'm her biggest cheerleader. I'm my kid's biggest cheerleader. There's nothing that any of them could say that would make me say, oh, this is stupid. I don't think you should do it. If they ask my opinion, I will give it to them. But I try to be the booster as much as possible. Like, stand on my back. Let's see how far you can get. Or not, even if you don't need that. If you just need me to reassure you occasionally, I'm here for that too. You want to bounce ideas off me or posit theories like Rico does. I'm here for it. I'm totally here for it. If you just need a sounding board, just not even somebody to give you feedback, just somebody to fucking listen, I'm here for it. I tell my people that all the time. Don't ever feel like you can't talk, because I know I'm horrible at texting. I know I'm horrible at picking up the phone and calling people, but I have no problem stopping what I'm doing and just being like, yo, what's up? We need more of that in this life. We need more of that with people in general. Because everybody's worried about what can others do for me. Okay, that's great. Anything others can do for me, I can do for myself. I'm a strong, independent man. But what does it hurt in me to take my time to make somebody else's day a little bit less shitty? If I see one of the homies that I know from music and they're doing something, I try to give props and share stuff and whatever, just because y'all are into it. You know what I mean? Like, y'all are putting this shit out. I respect the shit out of that, and I want as many people to see this as possible. Granted, is my reach that big? Probably not, but who knows? I might have turned somebody on to something that they wouldn't have normally thought about. And I like doing that in my life. If I know somebody, like, hey, I'm looking to do this. Oh, I got this homeboy that does this, or whatever. All of this has been really eye-opening for me. It's been a long road, a very long road, jeez. But I can see the light at the end of the tunnel, and for the first time in my life, I don't think it's a train coming to get me. I'm looking forward and seeing hope. I'm seeing potential. I'm seeing the ability to do anything that I want, anything that my family wants. And for me, that was the piece I didn't realize I needed. I'm seeing everybody shining. I'm seeing everybody doing good in their life. And if they're not, 9 times out of 10, I'm probably not talking to them anyway. And I'm happy. Like, I'm happy for people. And if I'm not happy for people, that means I don't need to have them in my life. Because that says something about the relationship. Because I'm happy for strangers whenever they succeed. And all of this is hard. This whole fucking thing is hard. It's life. It's hard. We don't need to make it more complicated by standing in each other's way or trying to tear each other down or whatever. There's enough of that in the world. So if you can hear my voice, if you can see my face, please know that I mean this with every fiber of my being. Be nice to each other. That's it. Just fucking be nice. It takes so much effort to be hateful and angry. It takes zero effort to just be nice and not worry about it. That's it. I hope you guys liked the podcast today. If you did, like, share, subscribe, That Infernal NPC on everything social media. I got a new TikTok. I got Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Check it out on YouTube. And that's it. Later, guys.
Thanks for listening to this week's episode. If you like the show or know somebody who would, please subscribe and share to help us grow the show. You can follow us on all socials at thatinfernalnpc. You can listen on YouTube and Podbean at That Infernal Noise or anywhere else you get your podcasts. Please tune in next week. Same bat time, same bat channel.